Daily Devotional for April 13th. Today I'll be sharing from John 13, 2 through 5 and verse 14. Also, I'll be sharing out of Matthew 26. And supper being ended, the devil having already put into the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him, Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he had come from God and was going to God, rose from supper and laid aside his garments, took a towel and girded himself. After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with the towel with which he was girded. Today and tomorrow, I'm going to be sharing about what is known as Maundy Thursday, or we would call it the Last Supper. And there were many events that happened in that 24-hour period of time. Yes, it was the Lord's Last Supper. He did break bread with his disciples. They had a meal, and then he washed their feet. Now, it was important. He was the master. They should have been washing his feet. But yet it was important that he came as a servant, and a suffering servant, not the king. The second time he comes, he will come as the king. But it was important that he humbled himself, that he was setting an example for the disciples and showing them what they needed to do. It was necessary. Back in that time, they wore sandals, and the roads were dusty and dirty, and their feet were dirty. But he was really showing them, cleansing their feet, showing them, cleansing them for their walk ahead once he had departed to the Father, and basically showing them how to walk the highway of holiness. It was a parallel of what they would be doing, walking the highway of holiness. In the same way today, our feet are prepared with the gospel of the good news, and we are to continue walking that highway of holiness. See, it's that working of the Holy Spirit within us, the washing of the water of the Word. That's how we're prepared this day. And he's equipping us in every good way, and he was setting that example through the disciples. He washed their feet, they ate a meal, and then they took what we would call communion. And I'll be reading out of Matthew 26. Let's see, in verse 26. As they were eating, Jesus took bread, blessed and broke it, and gave it to his disciples, and said, "Take, eat, this is my body." Then he took the cup, gave thanks, and gave it to them, saying, "Drink from it, all of you, for this is my blood of the new covenant, which is shed for many for the remission of sin." And he said, "But I say to you, I will not drink of this fruit of the vine from now on, until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom." Now, like I said, Jesus, in all things that he did, he was teaching. He was teaching his disciples. He's teaching us yet this day. Maundy Thursday was a vital day. It changed the course of all history. They were preparing for the Passover lamb, and of course, he was that Passover lamb. They had a meal together. They broke bread together. He washed their feet, preparing their walk ahead as he would depart to the Father. So tomorrow we'll talk more about Maundy Thursday and the events that happened that day. And that's the most incredible 24 hours in history. Till tomorrow, be blessed.